When you're ready, let's go.
The 2008 McLaren MP4-23. What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of the MRL F1 Classics League as we have a look at the championship standings going into this one. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, V-Fence has got a 23-point gap over X-Dill, so like I said before, it is possible that Dill could still win the championship, but he'd have to obviously win the to win the race, and obviously for Fence to finish, I think 10th or something, just to win it by I think it'll be a point anyway. So yeah, that's sort of the championship scenario. We're here for the season 1 finale. I can't believe it. We've made it all the way through season 1 of the MRL F1 Classics. It's been certainly an enjoyable year, certainly with a few fair share of its ups and downs throughout the whole season for sure. But yeah, so obviously we're here for the final round here in Australia, as I mentioned before, in the 2008 McLaren. But I'll give you also, as always, give you a little bit of a history lesson on the 2008 McLaren. Obviously, funnily enough, it debuted here in 2008. As you can see here is a little bit of a moment with that laggy person who's had a little bit of a spin there by the looks of things. The car was designed by Paddy Lowe, Neil Oatley, Tim Goss and Doug McKiernan. I probably got that wrong one, pronunciation-wise, but this car plus it's obviously its rival cars during 2008. This marked the end of an era of the complex aerodynamic appendages which on the bodywork, which obviously was going to be banned for the next season, which in 2009. And of course, this team, well and truly known as the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes team. But this car certainly had its fair share of issues. Well, you could say along the way, but it was subject. This car was the MP4-23. It was subject to an FIA inspection before the start of the 2008 season to determine if any Ferrari intellectual property was on the car following the 2007 F1 espionage controversy. Probably maybe something I didn't actually mention in the previous episode. By the way, if you haven't seen the previous round around Azerbaijan, I highly recommend you go check that one out because it is certainly an entertaining one around Azerbaijan. But yeah, obviously it definitely caused controversy, and although they originally got away with it, they had a second hearing, and obviously they lost all their constructors' points, and yeah, that was pretty much how Ferrari won the Constructors' Championship in the end. But 2008 was a different whole season anyway, so you're probably seeing now that's actually my fastest lap of the qualifying session, and you'll probably understand why a little bit later on. But after an admission that it was disseminated more widely throughout the team than it originally was first thought, they issued an apology at the end of the 2007 season and a pledge that measures would be made to rectify the situation, which the FIA decided there was no need for a formal hearing, and obviously the matter was considered closed. Thank you very much. But yeah, obviously, and it's fair share of controversies, obviously, but obviously Mercedes-Benz 2.4-litre V8 engine, 19,000 RPM. McLaren 7-speed gearbox, had obviously ran with mobile fuel, I think mobile lubricants as well as the Bridgestone tyres. So obviously the Bridgestones were a big thing around this racetrack, but going to actually come across the line now. We set on 125.330, which puts us up into P3, but we weren't quite done with yet. We're just going to continue on to see whether we can improve. But compared to its previous model, the MP4-22, this car had a longer wheelbase. The bullhorn winglets, as it was called, from the airbox are removed. A different rear wing compared to the previous one. And yeah, there was probably a few other things as well along the way. But this car was actually driven by, of course, Lewis Hamilton and the Finn of Heikki, or Heikki, whichever way you want to pronounce it, Heikki Kovalainen. We're actually going purple actually through sector 2, so we're going very quick at the moment. We competed in 18 races for 8 poles, 6 wins, 3 fast laps and 13 podiums. So out of all of them, Lewis had 5 wins, 7 poles, 1 DNF, 10 podiums, and got the Drivers' Championship by 1 point, which is sort of, you can say, a little bit of payback as we lose the car and we're into the wall and we're out of qualifying.
Engine off, engine off.
So, yeah, that was a pretty disappointing way to end the qualifying session, pretty much the last qualifying session, actually, for this season, actually. So, here's a replay on board with Laggy. Oh, boy, that's a bit of a dangerous spot there to be. Thankfully, Penske knew where to get out of the way quickly here, but he got on the power too early and he spun the car. But you probably would have seen that Mitchie actually left the session there. I believe during that weekend there was probably thunderstorms around his area, so hence why I think he might have had a power glitch or something, and obviously it shut off the internet. So, it shut off his internet, so he did eventually come back. But yeah, that probably just gives you a little bit of explanation. But just to finish off, obviously Heikki got 1 win, 1 pole, 3 podiums, 3 DNFs. Probably not quite the same as his teammate, but pretty close handy to it. Obviously, I mentioned the Drivers' Championship was won by Lewis. Didn't win the Constructors' Championship because that was pretty much dominated by Ferrari. They came close, but like I said, it was a little bit of a payback for what happened the previous year when they lost it by a point when Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso were pretty much battling for it, as well as Kimi Räikkönen, and eventually Kimi came out on top at Brazil by 1 point. As you probably saw there, Owens had a bit of a spin as Penske's again having another bit of a spin, but Owens actually had his spin as Penske nearly slams it into the wall there. He's still got half a front wing missing there, actually, so that's not going to help his scores. But Owens, like I said, he spun in the pit lane and it sort of reset him into the pit lane. It didn't actually reset him onto the track, but yeah, Penske really struggling there with that front wing, so he's going to have to probably come back in and maybe get it repaired. You never know. That looked like, I think possibly was Chimchar that had a little spin coming around the final couple of corners, but I don't think we actually got back to him there. But he actually gets you can see down on the bottom left there, he actually gets a 5-place grid penalty with Sanguinius Prime. Actually, he's making a return to an F1 game for a while, for the first time in a long while. It's Penske again, doing nearly similar to what he did earlier on. But thankfully, he got on the power very quickly because he could have easily got stuck on that curb. And trust me, I think if you're a Cosmic, if you're sort of like Cosmic Robbie, I think it was last season in F1 2017, they did something pretty similar. I think it was in a practice race before the season. I think it was also sim racing, but Chimchar going straight into the wall there, and obviously glitching out the tyre barrier. He's now out of qualifying, which is absolutely no surprise there with the speed he was carrying down the escape road. Laggy trying to obviously glitch out the pit, going into the pits, but you see there Penske has got no front right wheel there, but and now Lockie's now out of the road here. I think he's I think he's the only one that's actually not finished this qualifying session here, but it's certainly interesting what the AI cars definitely get up to here. As you can see, there's a lot of carbon fibre, a lot of front wings being left behind on the front straight there, but thankfully we did end the qualifying session. Thank God, because you never know what the AI cars could have done there, but there you go. So Jarrett actually gets pole position with a 1:24.487. Had a V-Fens there in P2. You got Owens, Dill, Chimchar, Benny. Chimchar obviously will get the 5-place grid penalty. It says on the screen, but we'll explain. It probably changes a little bit. He may keep his spot actually. Benny, Laggy, myself actually we finished up still in P8, which isn't too bad. Penske and Sanguinius Prime running at the top 10. I think the only one that didn't set a lap time was Mitchie. But like I mentioned, he did rejoin the lobby. I can't remember whether it was during qualifying or not, but there was a few people that were sort of joining late, so we had to do a restart of the lobby, which probably took us a little bit of time to get there. But while all that was going on, this is what some people missed. So this was what some of the guys got up to while the lobby was being reset. So you can see Penske's on board here. Thank you to Penske as always for the footage. You see everybody just doing all sorts of chaotic things, doing burnouts. Jarrett's disqualified. They're literally doing all burnouts here. Same as Penske and Lockie pretty much doing burnouts. I think a few others, and slams into the wall, and that's pretty much all that's done and dusted. But anyway, we're here finally for the final race of the season under pretty clear skies by the looks of things as we have a look at the race strategy. It is a one-stop here. Probably wouldn't be surprised if some people try for the no stop, but you know, anything's possible around here, especially in the final race of the season. So here we go. We're all set for round number 15 here of MRL. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Albert Park, and it's a fairly decent start. We did get a better start than Laggy, but someone's really spinning. It's Owens, and we get front wing damage from that incident. So yeah, it's not going well at the start of this proceedings at the moment. But I don't blame him. It's just one of those things. I nearly missed him there, but in the end, I just got the copped these left rear end, and obviously they got the front wing damage. So obviously, with the damage, it does steering wise, it doesn't really help. But obviously, I was losing positions right, left, and centre, and obviously got a damaged front wing. So well and truly way down the back of the pack here. That looked like Cosmic Robbie had a little bit of a spin there, and Mitchie's now out of the Grand Prix. So his end of season has pretty much been a nightmare. I think this end of season race, I should say, has pretty much been a nightmare for him. So I think he was pretty annoyed with what occurred. So pretty much just retired and out of the race. So a little bit of yellow flags behind as we run a little bit wide coming through turn 13 there, but there's still yellow flags up ahead as that's Chimchar that's had a little bit of a spin there. We had to take the title line through there, but I think he's just actually spun the car again, and he's off in the infield. But anyway, we're coming now straight into the pit lane to obviously get this front wing fixed up as quickly as possible. But yeah, obviously we're going to lose a heap of time to the guys in front there. But this is definitely not the way I wanted to end the MRL F1 Classic for Season 1 anyway. But there's another one in. As you can see there, that's actually Sanguinius Prime, who's actually sort of my teammate in the race lobby. So he had to wait a little bit for him to be serviced. So yeah, not the way to go for him, unfortunately. But going to come out behind Owens here. Heading down into turn 1 here, looking, he's now wide into the dirt. Oh, he's had a bit of a steer moment, and he's in the wall, and now he's out of the Grand Prix. So you're literally dropping every which way, like you never know it anyway. But anyway, we continue on into sort of lap 2 there as Jared setting a fast lap of the Grand Prix. Yeah, there's probably more yellow flags behind, which does not surprise me at all, as there looks like there's been another spinner behind there. So just taking it very cautiously through. You can see, probably see that blue dot down the bottom left. That's actually Sanguinius Prime, so he's now out of the Grand Prix. And Laggy's now also out of the Grand Prix. So definitely not going to have many runners left if this keeps on going at this point. But still got a decent amount of about 12 runners, I think. But someone else has gone wide. I've definitely gone wide coming out of the exit of turn 9 there. So won't probably lose me. Obviously, I'm way behind compared to the others, but Chimchar looks like he still had another moment, and we get past him, so we're now up into P9. We're still seeing personal best lap times here, but you'll probably see in a second here Chimchar's name will be added to the retirements list. There you go, right on cue. So he's now out of the final race of the season in Australia, but okay, currently up in the P9. If you're wondering who on earth X-Watt Logan X is, as now a virtual safety car has been deployed.
Delta, virtual safety car is deployed. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Yeah, X-Watt Logan is actually TPR Edge, so that's if you're wondering who that is.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
So just to clear that one up, obviously it was originally X-Watt Logan X when I was doing the league racing preview of like who was in what teams and whatnot. Getting a little bit sideways coming out of turn 13, so that's who that is. That's actually TPR Edge, like I said. So right, on board with Michi. Oh wow! Someone went straight into the wall, literally first up there, and oh wow, slammed into the back there of Owens. There's Mitchie there, and is actually going to drive through penalty for slamming into the back of Owens. Here's a replay on board with Owens. Have a listen to his reaction here.
Oh!
Yeah, it's definitely not gone well, I'm afraid to say, but now he's actually this is actually a bit later on, and obviously in the lap while I was doing my pit stop there. So this was actually I thank Mitchie for keeping on board with this one. Now it actually resets him back to the track. It didn't reset him in qualifying, but it does reset him now in the race. But we'll have a stick on board here. Obviously, you see he runs a bit wide, gets a little bit of oversteer, and the wall's just waiting for him to come at him, and that's pretty much his race done, unfortunately. So a bit of a probably disappointing way for end for Owens' season 1 in MRL. As you can see, Penske keeping well and truly well away from the guys to the left, including us, but he's now behind that Laggy person here, as it looks like Sato and couldn't really tell who the other person was, but here we go, Penske on the outside of Laggy there. I think that possibly may have been me actually, but Penske opportunistic, trying to get past as quickly as he can. Opportunist, I probably should say, not opportunistic, whatever is that. Well, I'm shocking at words lately, so so he's still putting on a bit of pressure here on Laggy here as we come through now into the fast left right hand section, and he gets a lot of understeer there, and that's going to open the door a little bit here for Chimchar. Looks like Laggy and can't really tell, is that Benny? Yes it is. So Chimchar gives him a little bit of a nudge on Penske, and he gets that move done, but he runs wide, so that might explain why he had that spin in the gravel here. But these two are literally going side by side, and now Laggy's had a bit of an oversteer moment there, and now it's given Penske the spot. Now he can chase after Benny F1 here as he runs a little bit wide here. It's compromised. Look, not even, that's a shocking run really for Benny through turns 6 and 7. But Penske's going to have to run the long way here. No, not quite. Benny puts up one hell of a fight and holds on to the position for now. But another replay actually on board with Sato, as it looked like I'm not actually really sure who that actually was. So you'll probably be able to see it on the actual footage. I'm just looking at it at a preview screen, so I probably couldn't tell who it was. Oh, looked like someone turned Cosmic Robbie, I think it was. Just from the looks of things, looked like his game a tag, but his car got spun around there. But this is behind what was going on. Oh, Sato running very, very wide in the exit of turn 7 there. And now he's obviously lost the spot to Chimchar. He's really, really struggling here. Is Sato, but thankfully he's got no pressure behind. I think Lockie's further behind. But oh, Jesus, Chimchar, that is a little bit dangerous there. No wonder Sato had to take evasive action. Thankfully, he did stop the car, but now probably losing a lot of time there with battling away. Still battling, he's still ahead of Lockie, and I think is it HO possibly behind here? He already gets a time penalty already, and it's only the end of lap 1, I should say, or lap 2. But I think something happened to Lockie there, and he's actually spun the car. So there's Laggy again, who had a little bit of his spin there. That was, I think, nearly pretty much what maybe finished his race there. Sato again runs wide through turns 1 and 2. That's going to give, I think that's H on the right there, and yeah, it doesn't really put up much of a fight there at all. Think about it going into turn 3. No, not quite. Oh, never mind. HO's actually spun the car up, and now he's in the wall. So either probably a lot of people are going to be bottling it around this track and probably have to pit to get damage fixed up. But Sato had obviously big oversteer moment coming out of the final corner there, and the second last corner, I should say, and thankfully managed to avoid the wall as you see running a little bit wide coming through the exit of turn 5 there, which was quite easy to do. I think I did that a couple of times throughout this whole race. Is now Sato, he lost the car, and unfortunately for I think that's Fens actually just come straight into him and know where to go as Sato gets a 5-second stop go penalty for his troubles. So Fens obviously dives straight into the pits, doesn't have to worry about it. Now H.O.'s already caught back up here, but he must have passed him on the yellow flags, so that's probably why he's given the spot back to Sato. But how much longer can he hold on to it? I think he will hang on for now, but probably won't be too long before he gets past. But obviously coming to now to the start lap 10, obviously like I mentioned, Fens obviously into the pit, so that's probably not where he wanted to be. But at the moment, I think it's still looking good in his favour to get this championship for the first season of MRL F1 Classics. Again, running a little bit wide. Probably, like I mentioned, I did that a couple of times throughout the race. It's probably a lot to do with the understeer, or maybe I just didn't turn into the corner early enough or whatnot, but it is what it is, really. That's actually the first corner cut of the Grand Prix, I think it is. As we're now beginning lap 7 here, is again getting another corner cutting warning there. I might have got my laps mixed up there. I might have thought it was lap 9, but it was actually lap 6. But now on to lap 8. And again running wide and having a big moment through there. Well, it wasn't too bad actually, but now we got our first 3-second time penalty. So even though the rules are slightly less compared to what it is in other leagues, we're still getting penalties wise, but I think that I can't remember who that was in the past lap. But we are starting to catch someone in the form of Lockie. He's not far up the road, but we're going to pause that for the moment. It's this battle for position 3 it is. So this is pretty much the battle for the podium here between the Kiwi, Benny F1 in front, and obviously Penske behind. Trying to get every single bit of slipstream he can going into turn 1. Can he do it? No, not quite. To settle in for the time being. If he gets good drive out of here, he can't quite do there. He's going to have a little look up the inside. He brakes very late there. He's going to try right around the outside here. If he can hold it around here, Benny doesn't quite give him enough room there, and has to settle back into his rhythm there and try again to get past Benny here. Let's see if he can get a good run here through the fast left right-hander. Well, yeah, compared to Benny, it's probably a little bit better. That's what can he do here up into turn 13. Benny defends the inside line there. Now tries to crisscross. Oh no, it was going to end badly. And I think that's probably a desync incident, I'm afraid to say. But even in F1 Classics, as now Sato's now spun the car and he's lost his front wing.
Expect a lot of understeer unless we replace it. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
So he's now lost half of his front wing there. So yeah, getting back to the Penske incident there, I think that was probably desync there. It looks like, I could be wrong, but if you disagree with me, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below as always. But obviously Sato had to come into the pit stop as to serve that 5-second stop go penalty that he copped earlier on in the race. So serve that now as he's now put the new front wing on, a new set of tyres. He probably fell behind a little bit here. And there's away he goes. So he'll come out with probably a bit of fresh air here in P10, but he runs wide coming out of the pits there. It is quite easy to do coming through the turn 1 there. You could easily forget where your braking marker is coming through that corner here. But like I mentioned, we're starting to catch up to Lockie here. This is for position 7 in the race. It looks like someone else did. No, that was probably Sato actually. Something occurred again. No, that might have been what we just saw there. But you see Lockie ran wide at the exit of turn 1 and 2. So now we're going to have a look around the inside here line into turn 3. Should get the move done. I think we've got it done. We had to go all the way back to first gear there. So just making sure we don't spin the car coming out of here, because you get on the curbs, you quite easily can spin the car. But I think now we're finally cleared Lockie, so we're now up into P6. So again, it's on board with Sato, so he's now going to go a lap down here, thanks to DRC Jarrett, who's still the effective, the race leader, pretty much, I think, probably since the start. But to lap 10 we go here, as he's got on the power too early and he slammed the wall again, and pretty much lost another bit of front wing damage, and the same pretty much similar side to what occurred earlier on. So he gets it all slowed down here, and I think he's the first pit bay here, so no 5-second stop go time penalty this time around, so he's going to go straight and get the front wing changed. And obviously another set of tyres, and away he goes. Nice stop there as always from the guys there, but you see here we actually were sort of joined there apparently by Danny Kvyat, but unfortunately he had to leave the session there, so I wasn't really sure whether that was just a random or someone trying to act out as Danny Kvyat. But lap 11 I should say. We're still hanging on in P6, but we're probably starting to worry a little bit here, because you saw then Vance obviously set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so, and we ran a little bit wide coming through exit of turn 14 there, so still managing to hang on to fence here, because I knew we were probably up for a little bit of a battle here. Now coming through fast right left-hander of turns 11 and 12. That's was that cut number 4, I think that is, of the Grand Prix. Might be cut 5, I'm not sure, but that's coming through turn 13. But we get the exit curb, and we've lost the rear end, and we slammed into the wall, and well, we lost half our front wing.
Okay, you have wing damage.
Except now on the left-hand side.
Performance impact unless you box for a new one.
So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do. Come straight into the pit lane. Thankfully, it wasn't too far to get to the pit lane anyway, but slowing it down, just managing to slow it down underneath the speed limit, thank God. But yeah, now coming in for the second pit stop of the race, another set of tyres, and obviously another front wing. So we're definitely going through the front wings here a lot in MRL at the moment. But as we I don't know why randomly we've just slowed down suddenly there. It seemed to happen every time. I think a few other people got the same thing as well. I don't understand why, but hopefully that can be fixed anyway. But so we come out in position 8, so we're sort of pretty much on our own here. I think Export Logan's been further up the road here. So oh, Zato again.
We have to replace that front wing. Box now.
He's lost another bit of front wing, and this time on the left-hand side. So he's literally trying to break parts right, left, and centre here on this car. But again, understeer doesn't really work, so had to take to the grass there. No choice. But you can see coming through into turn 13 now. What's he going to do? He's going to run wide here. Again, no downforce, so it doesn't really help these cars. So nearly losing the back end as well. Pretty similar to what I did there, but as he runs wide, coming out of the penultimate corner there, and nearly similar to what he did earlier in the race. But here he comes back into the pit lane, so it'll be the first garage here. So another front wing change for this side of the garage for Sato. So another set of tyres on. They probably won't have many front wings left or right. It's going, and away he goes. Not sure exactly how many fresh set of tyres he's got up his sleeve, but we'll wait and see. But lap 14, having a bit sideways, coming out of turn 1 there. It actually ran very wide, which was deemed to be sort of track extension, but now we've caught up into our second time penalty of the race after turn 6. That was probably definitely my fault there, turning way early into the corner. But again, you can see I've just done it again through turn 13. So definitely now up to corner cut number 7 for this race. As they nearly have a bit of a slight moment coming into the penultimate corner there, but thankfully we managed to save it, and we just keep on going again. But some more replay again with Sato. So this is now Logan, Export Logan, coming into the pits. I think he's only the one and only pit stop there. Like I said, I wasn't really sure whether it was going to be one stops or no stops, but running very wide there. It's something I didn't really want to do for this whole race, but So anyway, it is what it is really, so we can't change it, but here we go on to lap 17 now. You guys obviously made their way into the pits, so now we're up in the sort of P7 there, just behind Fence and behind X-Watt Logan's. We ran a lot wide coming out of turn 2 there. Probably what occurred at the first couple of corners was definitely what sort of triggered how it nearly finished up, but that could have easily DNF'd my race, as now we've done.
You have a lot of wing damage. Box for a new one.
Just as I thought, really. If we got too wide on that curb, it is quite deadly, and now we lost majority of our front wing here, so
blue flag.
Just going to let the people go through who are already a bit further up in the race, but
okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
you see now Fence that's fast up in the race. We actually decided to let X-Watt Logan go through here, not really holding him up because obviously got the front wing damage here, and as you can see, understeer again.
We're not racing the car.
Just pulling off the line.
Let them past when you can.
Really, so now it's pretty much another long trudge back to the pit lane for another pit stop here as we run wide again and up into the gravel, and
you're both going to have to let the car behind pass. When he goes through, try to use it as an opportunity
patiently
to gain
waiting
position.
for all cars to go through there, and probably let one or two go through there, and just sort of taking it cautiously through here for the next couple of laps anyway. So so now coming around the penultimate corner now is probably, I think we will just dive into the pits here. So yeah, taking it very slowly here. Maybe I was sort of thinking probably to retire for this race, but now we've got a 5-second stop-go penalty. So yeah, that's definitely my fault, that one. Didn't actually know where my braking point was for that corner, but anyway, getting another front wing here and another new set of tyres. So basically, I think for the rest of the race, we're just going to be blazing glory as best we can for this race. As you can see, getting slowed down again in pit lane. And someone else is obviously coming to the pits as well.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit.
We will come out with a lot of fresh air here, and nearly actually spun it out coming out of the pits, but get another time penalty.
We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
So yeah, it's definitely, the penalty system is real around Australia anyway. So there's we'll have a big moment of speed. Never mind, we've spun the car again. So yeah, things are going really well at the moment throughout this whole race, but I think we're about to start maybe lap 19, I think, of this race, or lap 20. It might be, yeah, there we go. We're skipping ahead now onto lap 20, setting a personal best that covers a 125.14 or 126.14. It's either one of those anyway, so
gap to the car in front is 5.6
possibly something's
seconds.
happened to Cosmic Robbie here as well, because sort of, no, sorry, that's my bad. That's actually Lockie we're catching up to here, so that's my bad on that one. But I think I may have seen Cosmic Robbie, he may have left the session there, so probably something was up with his internet. So we get past Lockie, and who's pretty much a lap car. He's he's well and truly behind me here. So now lap 21, and that was sort of pretty much a bit of a thank you weave there for letting me go by. Just probably had a little bit more pace than he did, but
don't worry if the car behind tries to overtake you. He has a time penalty.
That's mainly for Sano behind. So I think we pretty much know most of the penalties for this race. But now we're going to go straight ghosting through Cosmic Robbie's AI-driven car. So not the greatest events of the season, unfortunately, for Cosmic Robbie either. But lap 22. Just sort of playing it cautiously through here. I was probably trying to go for a fast lap on the Grand Prix, running a lot wide out of the left-hander there. We actually went purple in sector 1 there, which I was sort of pretty excited about, thinking, oh, here we go, we might have a good chance of getting on the fastest lap, but it wasn't quite quick enough in the end, so I think it was probably about 125.879, so probably a little bit off the pace here, but you see how much curb I'm using through turn 4, because I'm literally trying to avoid the exit curves out of turn 3, I think it was out of exit of turn 4 there, but
penalty for that last
get another time penalty there, and we actually had fully purple, fastest sector 2 time. If we probably didn't have cut that corner, that probably would have been the fastest lap of the race, but getting a lot sideways there. There's probably some parts of the track where you could use the curve, but others you have to avoid a big time here, running a lot wide coming through turn 7 here.
You can do it. It's been a tough race, but I know you're capable of getting more out of that car today. Dig deep. Give us the best of your talent.
Literally trying everything I can, but we're slammed into a wall now again.
Line that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
So yeah, don't really know what to say to Jeff there, unfortunately, but considering I'm trying to push on as hard as I can, and the amount of the big gaps that we have, it's pretty much flown out there. It's probably high impossible to gain a few more positions. But anyway, we're coming into the pits for another pit stop. Have to serve the 5-second stop go penalty, I think it was. Or I can't actually remember what it was for, but yeah, it was probably for something. But anyway, but it was probably maybe felt a little bit stupid. But away we go for another new front wing on the front of this car. And again, being slowed down in the pits. I don't get it. Usually when you slow down in the pits, it's usually when you let a car go through there. But I think we're well and truly behind the A game here at the moment. We did let HO go through there, obviously, because he's well and truly ahead. I think we're now probably about 2 laps down. So I think at this point you can probably see I'm sort of just holding it in 7th gear through here. And yeah, I was pretty furious about that one. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say, really? It's just one of those things, really. It's been an up and down season. As now Fenn sets the new fast lap of the Grand Prix. But again, can't really afford too much of turning into the exit curves. Turning into the corner early, because you can tell I'm really well off the pace. There's running very wide there, probably because Fenn's had another personal best lap time, would probably put me off there. Sorry to Fenn if you're watching this one, but now DRC Jarrett actually sets the new fast lap in the race with a 1:24.757, I should say. A replay again on board with Sato. I think this is going to let Jarrett go through here, not really hold him up. So I think he's now down 2 laps. So this will probably be his last lap of the Grand Prix, I think, or maybe one more. Not sure. I think it probably is his last one. That one anyway, but anyway, still keeps setting personal best lap times through there, but anyway, pretty much going to stay on board here, I think, for the rest of this final lap here around, well, what is going to be my final lap especially. So coming through turns 4 right about now, actually, so just avoiding the curbs as much as possible through turn 5. That's a much better run actually compared to the last previous tyres, but again, going green in sector 1 there, a little bit quicker. I think probably about by a 10th maybe. And now still pushing on here up into the Clark chicane, pretty much up to turns 9 and 10. Where the crowd probably have a good view of what goes on through there. But now coming up underneath the pedestrian bridge there, up into turn 11 and 12. We cut the corner again, so
we've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Yeah, another time penalty up our sleeve here, so don't know really what it is here. Me just turning into the corners way too early, I think, mate, is probably the problem. But anyway, rounding the final couple of corners now. DRC Jarrett's obviously won the Grand Prix, but we're going to sort of come home and manage to finish inside the points, I think. So at least, barring any miracles, we'll definitely get the podium. Not the podium, the top 10, I should say. But this is a replay on board with Sato, straight into the wall. Lovely stuff there from Sato. Definitely, compared to mine, it was definitely a lot better. But have a look at Penske's tyres here on the left-hand side. They're literally dying. And I think he's lucky to get this car home. I'm not sure whether he actually stopped or not. I could be wrong, but yeah, pretty much does similar to me there for that one. But here comes the key. I think it's sort of the Kiwi boys, and they're going side by side across the finish line. But it is going to be the Fence that wins the championship quite convincingly, as well as all the AI cars literally littered all over the place here. They'll still obviously be driven around because we were still waiting on Lockie here to make his way across the finishing line, so he's well and truly off the grass. And yeah, not really sure whether that was a burnout or not, or what, but we got on the power a lot earlier. But they're pretty much going to come across the finishing line now and finally finish this race. Slamming into the wall, not the best. I mean, he did lose a bit of carbon fibre, but yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. So so there's the final podium for season 1 here of MRL F1 Classics. So obviously, DRC Jarrett number 1. I think who was it in P2? I think it's actually Penske. Actually, he's got P2 out of this whole race. Probably his first podium in a God knows how long while for Penske. So he'd be really pleased about that. So there you go. There's the final results. Jarrett, Penske, him and Cosmic Robbie are the only ones that didn't get the time penalties, but obviously HO third. Good recovery from him after spinning up earlier in the race, but yeah, just managing to scrape onto the points there in position 10 by the looks of things. So yeah, I mean, not the greatest of ways to end the season, but yeah, hey ho, what can you do really? So that's and obviously there's the few DNFs there, probably about 5 DNFs I think in the end, but there's their final championship standing. So obviously V-Fans is your champion ahead of X-Dill. Can't really see it on my screen how the points difference ended up, but you'll probably be able to see it there. So you got Conrad obviously finishing up in P3. That's Neon Tree Dome I think in P4. Can't really see who on earth is in P5. It's a bit hard to see actually. That DRC Jarrett I think is up into P6. Myself, we finished up in P7. Then you got obviously Penske in P8 and Greek in P9, even though he did the first 5 races and missed the next few, I think, because of other commitments. But yeah, like I said, you can read all the championship standings anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it for season 1 of MRL F1 Classics League. Hope you all enjoyed the footage of every race so far. If you want to go check out every single footage, I'll probably leave a playlist at the end of this video, as I pretty much always do to all my videos. So you can go check out pretty much the whole season from all the way back from to round 1 around Singapore in the Ferrari F2002 to pretty much now in the McLaren 2008 McLaren. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the season, and must say a big thank you to the Motorsport Racing League for putting this thing on. It was an absolute pleasure to be racing in this league, and a big thank you to the guys, everybody that raced, albeit, yes, there were some few people that decided to be complete idiots, probably Exodona being one of them, but yeah, also big thanks to the guys that allowed me to use their footage in this video, these highlights videos. So yeah, big thanks to them as always. You'll be able to check out if you see in all the videos, you'll probably be able to check out most of the. If anybody has a YouTube channel, it's probably be down in the description anyway. But probably the last thing to a big thank you to you guys and girls as well for watching this, and hopefully you were entertained throughout this whole season. There is going to be a season 2. Whether I'm going to take part in the full season or not is another question yet, but you'll have to wait and see. But for the moment, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more MRL F1 Classics on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. All the social media links will be down in the description, or mine. You can go check them out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and whatnot. And, of course, the website's the Motorsport Racing League. But, yeah, until the next time, which will be probably sometime throughout Season 2, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.